Well, hello, you dead set legends. What is going on? Do not panic. Don't panic at all, please. Because Krasimir Kostadinov is just a few minutes away. He's just running a few minutes late, but I had to start on time to ensure everything is going on. So I'll wait for our man Krasi to jump on. So I'll just have a chat with you guys and thank you. So if you are joining, first of all, I know it's a little bit of a different time, but Krasi will be on. There won't be any of this no-show and things like that. I've got my chat up ready for Krasi just in case he can't come on, but he will be hanging and banging, slinging and slanging with the Aussie Armwrestler. So I am pumped for this one. A few things to talk about, and hopefully, I reckon I've got a proper interesting fact about Krasi that not many people have. So give us a ready bang. Give us a g'day there, and I'll just give a quick shout out to my Patreon and YouTube members. For as little as 50 cents a week, you can support the Aussie Armwrestler, and just everything goes back to the channel. You get the behind the scenes stuff, the secret members challenge that is going on. I appreciate each and every one of you. Let's get in there and have a bit of fun. So hopefully, in about 3 or 4 minutes, Krasi will be on the show. He's just running a little bit late. So thank you to all the members. And thank you, everyone in the chat. Spermie's ass is creamy. He's just jumped in and said, Krasi rocks. John Stone, bit of a what up? Jimbo H has come in with a ready bang. IH says ready the bong, but he meant to say ready bang. Everyone is in there. So, yeah, just any moment now. Brian Johnson says, ready bang. Went to my first practice Sunday. I'm officially a pulling out sore as hell. Congratulations, Brian. Congratulations on becoming one of us lunatics. Well done. I'm going to your first practice, mate. We had someone on the last show tell us the exact same thing. So if everyone can say welcome, Brian, that would be good. Victor with a Betty Rang. Betty Rang. So, yeah. So you said a couple of minutes, guys, a couple of minutes, and we will have Krasimir Kostadinov on the show. Oscar has quickly jumped in. He goes, who's your favorite arm wrestler of all time, Jake? Wow. That's really hard, man. That's really hard. Look, I get sucked into things like the GOAT, John Brazing, but on an entertainment value, I was always drawn to Jeff Hale. But then, I still love Jeff Hale. Don't get me wrong; he's one of my favorite people in the world. It's a really interesting one. I cannot nail it down to my favorites. I'd love to do a video of my top 5 favorites, but I can't put it on the one. Like, I love the intellect and the style of the way Giannis Amelins pulls, and just when people have come on the show and have been great, I'm like, oh my god, you're up there. So very, very interesting. For those that are joining, Krasi will be on the show in just a few moments. But let us know in the chat. Answer Oscar's question. Who's your favorite arm wrestler before we get that Bulgarian brute into the show? Yeah, people are saying Cobra. Of course, there's going to be a lot of people. Devin, oh, hang on. Hang on here. You wouldn't believe it. Look at this. Ladies and gentlemen, oh, did you hear me?
Hey guys, yes, all is good.
Look at that. This is the first time Krasi and I have met in person. He's looking pretty suave at the moment. Hey, look at that. It's looking good. And guys, before we get into it, we just have to thank Krasimir, because it's like 11 o'clock at night where he is in the lovely country of Bulgaria. So we do appreciate his time. But ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Ready Bang, the #1 arm wrestling live stream podcast in the world. I'm your host, the Aussie Arm Wrestler, and I might have a multi-time world champion on the show, but I am your 2019 Melbourne Cup left arm amateur 80 to 95 kilo third place getter. Something that my guest has not won, and he's too scared to challenge me. No, only joking. I mean, if you don't know who this guy is. He is one of the most exciting tournament and super match pullers on the planet. The man is a multi-time European, national, and world champion. And if my facts are correct, he could just be the only person on the planet to not only pin and beat John Brzezinski, but to pin Levan Saginashvili. I could be right. I reckon you just might be the only person on the planet. He is the Bulgarian badass. You might know him as the Dragon, Krasimir Kostadinov. Welcome to the show.
Hey guys,
How have you been, my friend?
I'm good. The preparation for Irakli is going very well, and I hope to be in very good shape in Istanbul.
Oh, we're going to get to that match because I want to get deep into that one. So everyone in the chat, can you just say g'day to Krasi? He's a genuine superstar. And Shane Carey says the inspiration to my greatest arm wrestling training system pulley. John Stone is very happy that Krasi is easily one of my favorite pullers. I mean, just look at that smile alone. How can you not like the guy? Yes, he is the inventor of the Krasi pulley. It's not just a term; it's because of this man here, Krasimir. Now we will get to the East versus West match that I'm super pumped about. But I just want to give some of our people just a little bit of background. What a genuine superstar you are. I mean, Krasi, when you have won, like not only one world championships, but multiple world championships. So at one stage, you are the best person in the world in your weight division. How does that feel?
It's nice, but when you reach that level, the thing is that you're never satisfied from what you achieved. You constantly put another target and another target, higher and higher and higher. And this is the reason why I started competing in the heavyweights, because I was a world champion 5 years in a row. And that's why I decided to start pulling the heavy guys. But I realized that with my size of the hand, and it's not that easy to go inside with these monsters. And that's why I decided to go back to my category now.
Yeah, we've seen that. And I'll tell you what, I am very, very happy about it. Now let's go back to your very first world championship. There's a couple of world championships I want to talk about, but your very first one, mate. All that training, and if you're not following Krasi, you should see the size of this guy. Should see the size. Your arms were like out here. They were bigger than a giant turtle. You were massive, and still in the 110 kilo weight category. Was there any satisfaction? I mean, you say that you're always aiming for new things, but when you're there on the podium and they say, ladies and gentlemen, world champion Krasimir at your first one, was there any sort of satisfaction, or was it an absolute drug and you're like, I want more?
The thing is that the sweetest victories in my life are the hardest one. The harder you get the victory, the sweeter it is. So if you win competition easy, it's not that sweet at the end. But if you struggle during the qualifications and after it in the final, it's so nice to step on the first podium. It's very nice.
Oh, I can only imagine. I've only gone on one of the podiums, but I was on the little step in third place. So I've been able to stand there with my country's flag and go bang. But speaking of sweet, Krasi, my man Brian Damage in the Memories wants to know, what are you drinking?
Amino acids, BCA.
Yeah, there you go. So don't worry too much. He's not getting on the beers 10 days before his match with Irakli. This man's a very, very intelligent, just a quick question before I get into everything that I want to talk about. Cool Bird wants to know, Krasi, do you still train until the day of competition? Are you considering taking a week off from training prior to the event to allow yourself to recover?
I train until the day of the competitions, the day of the competition. But the thing is that the last 7 to 10 days, I train maximum with 70 to 80%. I don't go full power the last week. So it's more like warming up on the table every day.
Beautiful. Hopefully that answers your question, Coolburn. Now, I think it's if I go back right, and correct me if I'm wrong, Krasi, 2012, I believe it's the World Championships. Did you beat
Arsene
Arsene Liliev?
Yes.
It was Arsene Liliev in the final, wasn't it?
Yes. This is my sweetest victory.
So that's where I was going to go for that. Was that your favorite World Championships? If you do not know who Arsene Liliev is, picture someone whose arms have been stung by 1,000 bees. Then he's been in the sun too much, and all the blood's come up here. The dude's arms are like legit 2 beach balls attached to his shoulders. I was having a look back at those, and I was like, man, like just beating Arsene in a match is class, and for you to do it in a World Championship, what was that like?
Actually, this is my best achievement in my head because firstly, he beat me 2008 at the Turkish tournament Murat Boyraz. After that, 3 years later, again in Turkey, he beat me again. So I was training for him 4 years to beat him. I was training 4 years. And when I did this at the World 2012, it was so nice. It was so nice. I was on that stage, on that podium. I was really a happy man.
Definitely. I couldn't agree with you more. Beating a genuine superstar like that, I mean, he's just a gun, and for you to be able to do that, then we're rocking and rolling. But if guys, you've just go back and watch. Just type in Krasi European Champion, Krasi World Champion, and you'll see some of the best matches from an inside hooker that you will ever see. Now, I mentioned earlier about you beating John Brzenk. Now, this was a super match. I was called a super fight back then. I mean, to be able to beat the man, John Brzenk, and a very informed John Brzenk. It wasn't John Brzenk at the end of his career. It wasn't John Brzenk from having a break. This was an absolute strong John Brzenk. What was that like?
Firstly, I met John Brzenk at Nemirov 2012, and I beat him there. But we had a nice match, and that's why Engin offered me to pull him in a super match, and I said okay. Well, it was super nice, of course, but the thing is that many people were arguing about the form of John Brzenk back then, because he had the surgery 2012, I think, and our super match was 1 year later, and there were still many questions how good John Brzenk is. I cannot say how good he was. I believe he was good enough, because he put Terence Opperman before his operation, and he beat him. And after that, 2012, when they met again in Bulgaria, the match between them looked about the same. So I believe John was in pretty good shape. Maybe not the best of him, but still good shape. So it was nice. This was one of my dreams, actually, when I started arm wrestling, to beat John Brzenk. So this is also one of my fulfilled dreams.
I mean, not too many people have huge wins over it. So during that match, during that match, you sit there and you went something different. You went in for a hook. I don't think we've ever seen you go in for a hook before. So that was different. I think that's all you ever do. It was brilliant. So when you take John down in the first round, you get a pin. Was that the moment where you thought, yeah, I'm winning. I'm going to run right through him.
Yes, actually. After the first round, I thought that I would just win this match 5-0. And the second match, the first round, the buckle was on his hand. The second time, it was on my hand. And the second round was a lot harder than the first one. But I managed to win the second round as well. And then suddenly, the third round, he decided to go in hook. And it was easier for me to beat him in hook. And it was 3-0 already. The match was finished. And the hardest round was the fourth one, when he almost top rolled me, but still I managed to win the match. So I won 5-0 back then.
Yeah, not too many people are able to have bragging rights over that to beat John Brazing. That was just a phenomenal win. Was there any talks, because you're a very proud man, and then people are saying, "Oh, we're not sure if he's back to full, recovery." Were there any talks of having a rematch with John?
No, actually, nobody was talking about how good he was then, and nobody mentioned super match between us till the last year. Actually, last year when he came back, and since then there are many people who are talking that we can have a rematch, and yes, we can pull again.
Has anyone spoken to you about a rematch with John
Not yet.
over the next 12 months? And has there been any date set for a rematch with you and John?
No, nobody contacted me yet.
What's wrong with people? Right, all you promoters out there, ring Krasi up now, ring him up now, and go and try and book this match with John Brazing. I think it'll be an absolute ripper, especially now that you are coming down a weight division. You're coming back to your bread and butter, so to speak, where your sweet spot, where you started crushing everyone. I'm very, very excited for that. Another thing I was very excited for was, one of the very, very rare people that have beaten Levan Saginashvili.
Mm-hmm.
So it's not the 170 kilo Levan Saginashvili, but it is he was still looking like a beast back then. Talk us through that match.
It was at the Europeans 2016. The last 2 months I was preparing exactly for him with my training partner. I was putting a towel on his hand, so I should get used to this thickness of the hand. And I was believing in myself, and I just beat him. That's it.
You beat him very convincingly. How much were you both weighing at the time?
At that time, I was 103. He was 140.
Oh, so it was very, very even. Now you're getting a pin on the big fella. Was there anything, because you're training very hard for him? Did you see anything in Levan that you just thought, yeah, this is the guy. This guy's going to skyrocket to the moon? Or was it just like, I'm still the man, I'm still Krasi?
Nothing back then was speaking to me that Levan is going to be number one. Not yet.
No, that's fine. Was it just his arm wrestling style? Was it you didn't think he was strong enough? I mean, because
back then I was thinking that this guy is huge, but he is still not strong enough. Yeah, his hands are huge. He's huge, but not strong enough yet. This is what I was thinking.
Yeah, fair enough. And then you started going huge. You started skyrocketing up, and then you've won Zloty Tour, even as little as last year. You've won Zloty Tour. Because we haven't seen a Zloty in a while. Can you give people an insight of what that tournament is like, what the atmosphere is like, and of course, what it's like to win it?
Well, Zloty is the hardest tournament to win, from what I have experienced. I have won 8 world titles, 9 European titles, but Zloty is the hardest one to win. I won Zloty the 5th time. I was there 4 times without a win, so I can definitely say that Zloty is the hardest tournament to win, and especially the open class. So yeah, the win over over Arsen Liliev, over John Brzenk, Levan, and Zloty are my highest things
They're
that
your
I
top 4
achieved.
favorite wins.
Yeah.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, yeah, look what you've just been able to say. You've beaten John, you've beaten Levan, you've beaten Arsen, and you've won Zloty multiple times. What's the atmosphere like? When you're there at Zloty?
The thing is that I'm not that good with describing the things, so I just can say that the people should go and compete there to see.
And there you go. You've heard it from the great man. Get over to Zloty and find yourself there. So obviously, when you win Zloty, you get to compete in top 8, one of the premier super match events in the world over there at PAL. What's the organization like? What's Igor Mazarenko like?
Usually, when Igor is organizing events, he is doing it very professional. Just I don't know what exactly happened with the project, and it's not happening anymore, and that's why I decided to go back to WAF. But when Igor is organizing the things, it's very professional.
Yeah, and I tell you what, you've had some bloody good matches there. I mean, as recently that match with Alex Kadecha, once again, another name the Krasi can put on there. Guys, go back. I mean, you've got a lot of homework to do. If you genuinely haven't seen too many awesome matches, go back and watch his match with Alex Kadecha. So you're about 5'10", 5'11". Alex is 6'1". The guy's massive. Now I know that you've won many matches and taken down many opponents. What's it like beating someone of that size? Because I'm your height, Krasi. I'm 5'10", 5'11".
Mm-hmm.
So, and then when I try and pull big, massive units at training, I've got no chance. You're having wars with them, winning him, losing, coming back from losing positions, and just absolutely cracking wrists and taking names. What was that like?
To win against such a giant, you need 3 things, or actually 2 things, I can say: enormous side pressure or enormous back pressure. I won that match with enormous side pressure. So his wrist control and back pressure was strong enough to control my wrist, but my side pressure was stronger than his, and this is how I won the match, just with a lot stronger side pressure than his.
Oh, the side pressure was just ridiculous. Guys in the chat, we'll be getting to the Irakli match in just a moment. What's everyone saying? Dan John's just saying Krasi is a phenom. What else have we got in the chat? Everyone's just being amazing. We're going to talk about the match with Irakli in just a moment. There's a few things because I feel I need to do justice to my man Krasi, because a lot of new people are coming into the sport, which is fantastic. But then when you know what it's like, you jump on YouTube and you only see the recent stuff. So I just want
Mhm.
to remind people what a badass you are on the table, because it's just unreal. So are you sad the top 8 isn't happening anymore at the moment?
Yes, actually, it was very nice project. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Are you a fan of that system? You know, pulling through a tournament, qualifying into an elite super match tournament, and then spending a year, you know, qualifying and trying to become the top 8 world champion?
Yes, just I don't like limitations. I don't like when some of the leagues say you will not compete to other leagues. You will just compete here. This is something that I don't like. But I can say that all the organizations, WAF, WAL, PAL, all they are doing great job.
Well, speaking of WAL, you made the trip to America. You thought you've dominated everyone in Europe. You're world champion, and you were offered. You had 2 matches in the WAL before everything happened. So, what's compared to top 8? What's the WAL like?
In my
And
eyes,
the
it's
reason I ask, because watching your matches, you seemed very confused about what was going on. There was a few times you were called for carving and early in or loading up, and you could just see your mind like, what is going on? I'm going to talk about the Marcio Barbosa match in a minute, because I've got a little tidbit about that. But yeah, what was it like?
the first match when I pulled Cheffy. I was a little bit confused that first round because the referee gave me a warning and I couldn't understand why. And after that, I was trying to be more strict when I see that almost nobody is strict there. But anyway, Jeffy beat me because he was the stronger guy. And the match with Marcio, oh, that was very tricky match. The second round, when he beat me, I could definitely say that there was no pin.
No pin. That's what I was going to say. Free Krasi. Free Krasi, guys. Go back and watch it. Yeah,
Yeah.
round 2, they just went a bit early, and yeah, they
Yeah.
called
But
pin too early. That wasn't a pin. Krasi was in the match.
yeah, and but the fourth round, I had to win that fourth round. Just my strategy to the match was totally wrong. I was training a lot more back pressure and pronation because I was thinking to not go deep in hook. I was thinking that deep hook is not that the thing that I need, and that's why I was training mostly back pressure and pronation. But once the match stopped inside the fourth round in the straps, and I was just relying on this back pressure and pronation, I just got tired and I lost. If I was smart enough to switch and go with my shoulder a little bit forward and to involve my elbow a little bit more, I believe that I could win that match. But sometimes you lose. That's it.
Yeah, it sucks when it definitely sucks when you lose. How does well, first of all, everyone watching, if you go back and watch the Krasi versus Marcio, they both teach you how important it is to be inside your shoulder. That was the only if whoever got the other person outside the shoulder was the winner of the round. It's a very, if you want to study some arm wrestling, especially in a hook battle, that's a very good match to watch. Darko's come in with a super chat. Says Krasi is a beast. Marcus Thompson has come in and just saying, Slaint boys, he's jumped in and everyone's there. Spermy is just saying, free Kraz, free Krasi. That's right. We need to get that pin back. I'll tell you, you and Marcio would be awesome. Now, with everything staying with WAL, there's always talk about the pin pads. They're a lot bigger. They almost look like jumping castles,
Mhm.
which I don't mind. They make entertaining matches for me. What does that feel like for someone that's pulling WAF, that's pulling PAL, strict, rigid rules, and then you come over here to WAL bigger pads, not as strict. How does that go?
I like the pads of WAO. The thing is that even if on that pad some people are doing huge fouls, they go a lot in the air, or they go forward, or they go out of the pad. That is ugly for me. But if your elbow is on the pad, I don't care if the pad is bigger. For me, that's fine.
Yeah, that's interesting. Yeah, a lot of people I speak to, they they don't enjoy it. Alpha Kangle says he's Bulgarian as well, and he says Krasi deserves to be at King of the Table. Have King of the Table reached out to you at all about going on the card?
So far, they didn't offer me anything. So maybe in the future.
I'll be having a chat with Adam Silver and saying you need to get this man on there. That is for sure. Now, everyone had to go through some some tough times with lockdowns and travel and whatnot. So then PAL tried to come back, and you had a match with Vitali, and it didn't go your way. But what was it like having a huge super match in the COVID area, in the COVID era, I should say? Because it wasn't the big stage. It looked like PAL was in someone's backyard and it was hidden, and you guys are trying to have this important super match, and I was just a bit like, man, where's the big arena? What was that like coming out of lockdowns and COVID and whatnot? And then you have to pull arguably number 2 in the world.
The thing is that match was here in my town. It's very small town. It's like a village here, and even though the arena was not that big, it was super nice for me because so many people came there to watch the match, and everything except the result was so nice for me. Really, it was just super nice for me. Just I was not happy with the result, but I realized that Vitaly and Levan were level above most of the people on that day. So this is what I'm thinking. I liked everything back then, and everything was great for me. Just the result was not that good.
Yeah, that's a shame. That's a shame. Dominic Lorenz, we're going to get to this match in a moment. It says Krasi will crush Irakli. People are showing their support. I've got a poll going, and 58% Krasi think you will beat Irakli, which is good. Which we're pretty, it's always nice when the guests come on and they've got most of the fans' votes. So you're speaking about Vitali being, a level above everyone else. At this stage, Kraz, who do you think is number 2 in the world?
So far, I believe it should be Dmitry Silaev, because he beat Vitali very convincingly a month ago. So I believe Dmitry Silaev is number 2 right now.
No one else?
And I think that he should pull Levan soon.
There we go. That's what we want. So no one else can jump in there? You think Dimitri's next in line to pull the big Georgian?
Yeah, I think so. If there's somebody right now, it should be Silaev.
Do you think he's got any chance at all to beat Levan?
Yes, I think so. There are no unbeatable people. This is what I believe.
Oh, I love it. Yes. Love it. That's why we get you on the show. That is brilliant there. That is brilliant.
Silaev, and after that, I would say Chefi. It was going to be very interesting if Levan and Chefi pulled in the straps. For me, it looked like Chefi had a chance in the straps, at least to give him some trouble. If not to beat him, at least to give him some match. But out of the straps, just Levan's hand is too dominant.
It's massive. His hand's almost as big as my bedroom. That's how big he is. He's just he's an absolute giant. Mutt227 saying, how long does Krasi intend to be pulling for? Do you have a time limit, mate, or are you just, I'm going to pull till I die?
Until I die, I think.
Yeah. I mean, it's in the man's blood. He's a very proud man. He's a very proud man. Now, for some, and I can't believe I'm saying this, you're on a bit of a losing streak, which is, I mean, with your caliber and things like that, your last 3 matches haven't gone your way. We had Vitali, and then we had Corey West. Now, that match with Corey West, speaking of big hands, what does someone 400 pounds feel like? 200 kilos?
The thing with these giants is that their hands get so big that it's so difficult to have a nice grip on them. And I don't think that Corey was that stronger than me. Just I needed the straps. I realized that after we pulled at the side table. Yes, he was stronger. He was the better man that day. But I realized that he's not that stronger than me. And when somebody my caliber is pulling so heavier guys, I definitely need a strap with them because their hands are huge.
Oh, I can only imagine that the hands were huge. Speaking of huge, we've got a super chat. Oh, sorry.
Just want to add also that I believe that Corey's side pressure is right at the top 3 of the world. I believe his side
pressure.
Yes.
That's very interesting because we saw John recently beat Corey, and Corey's on a bit of a rise, which is awesome to see. He lost to Alex at King of the Table, but to say his side pressure is top 3 in the world, that's awesome.
Yes, I believe that Corey could win against John if he put him better. If he was in the straps, and I believe he could win the match.
Yeah, just a bit more table IQ, as they say, a bit more intelligence. You need to go to the school of Krasi. I think that's what a lot of people do. Have you ever thought about coaching?
Yes, I have a few world champions, my students. Сашо Андреев, Божидар Симеонов, Димитрина Петрова, Elbin Ferrat, 4 world champions.
Oh, and you coach them?
Yes.
So where is Sasha Andreev? He turned up and he crushed RVJ at Arm Wars and turned into a magician and disappeared.
No, he just won the Europeans 2 months ago.
Yeah, I saw that, but we want him in big, glorified Hollywood super matches.
Well, maybe nobody offered him enough to pull.
Dollars. Dollars makes sense. I get it. Speaking of dollars, we got a huge super chat from Marcus Thompson, one of my #1 supporters on this channel and multiple arm wrestling channels. He's a dead set legend. He says, super chat request from my mate, Fox 8 Ball. Fox 8 Ball, Krasi, he's one of the most intense followers of arm wrestling. He watches everything. He's a really good guy from Scotland. He has no internet at the moment, but he's asking Krasi, what would it take for you to come and compete at Arm Wars?
Let's say to cover all my expenses and between, let's say, $3,000 for win, $1,000 for lose.
Okay, so that's not bad. So if we were to say, thank you very much, Marcus Thompson, you dead set legend, truly appreciate your support. So if I were to say, Krasi, I want you to have a super match with Lachlan Adair, Ryan Bowen in Australia, that's what it'll take. Flights, accommodation, 3,000 for turning up for the win, and 1,000
if I lose. Yeah.
Yeah. Now, can that be 1,000 Australian dollars?
I don't know how much Australian is, so USD.
Yeah, It's terrible. It's very terrible compared to the Euro. Very, very, very terrible. I'm trying to cheap you out of it. No, that's what's quickly everyone else saying. Thank you very much, Marcus. Everyone's coming out. What's everyone else is saying? Yeah, we're just talking about worlds and Europeans. We love Sasho. Yeah, I want to see more of Sasho, and we can get on there. And then you got invited to East versus West, which was awesome, and you took on another giant man. I love that you have no fear on the table, especially with someone of your reputation and your caliber. You're a very proud man, so losing doesn't sit well with you. So you can, but you know, you took on Vitali, you took on Corey West, and then at the last East versus West, you took on Arif Adam, and he is another monster, and it didn't go your way. What were your thoughts during East versus West? Was there a moment during that match where you thought
after that match, I thought, maybe it's time to stop pulling the giants. Maybe I should go to my category again, or at least not pulling giants at non-tested events. So because I can still say that I'm natural puller. I don't use steroids. So pulling giants on non-tested events it's not working anymore for me. I realize that they're on another level now.
They absolutely, of course they are. Does that bother you? The not so much the non-tested events, but the amount of usage of steroids. Does that bother you at all? Are you just happy to pull anyone at an event?
Actually, it's something that it's not nice. It's not nice because I have seen that these things gives about maybe 10% to some people, and 10% it's huge difference. If you're 5% stronger than the other guy, you will beat him easy. So 10% is huge difference, and I am a guy who believes that every tournament there should be doping tests. Every super match, every vendetta, there should be doping tests everywhere. This is what I'm wishing.
Yeah, very interesting, man. Very, very interesting. Awesome, man. Awesome. Thank you for your honesty on that one. A lot of people like to tiptoe around it. They don't want to say too much about it. So yeah, that's why you're the man, Krasi. That's why you're the man. Now, speaking of coming back to your own category, East versus West 4 in like 10 days. 10 days he's dropped down to his own category, and he's taking on Irakli Zirakashvili. So let's break down this match. Let's get up and about. Let's get excited, everyone in the chat. Was it as I love hearing behind the scenes about booking matches and things like that. Was it just as simple as Engen ringing you and saying, I want you to pull Irakli? Did you ring Engen and say, I want that young, handsome fella?
No, he said, would you like to pull Irakli? And I said, let's do this.
So sign it up. That's going to be that's going to be amazing. So how does it feel? I'm not sure how active you are on all the social medias, but I'm sure you're aware that a lot of people are thinking Irakli's going to win. I mean, that's sport. That's just sport the way it goes. How does that sit with you, considering what you have done in the sport, and just because you've lost against some big guys, some people are very quick to say, nah, no thanks, Krasi.
Well, this match will show if most of the people are seeing the whole picture or they're just looking at some part of the picture. After the match, everything will be clear.
Are you going to win?
Sorry?
Are you going to win?
This is why I'm going there.
3-0?
I hope so.
Yes, that's going to be brilliant. Do you? Because very intelligent. Do you see a lot of weaknesses in Irakli's game?
From what I have seen so far, his side pressure is not that good. His wrist and his back pressure really good. So I just hope that I will be able to stop the match good good enough position and to beat him. I believe that I have more endurance, and if I stop the match, I should beat him. So I just hope I'm strong enough to stop the match.
Right. I think it's going to be awesome. Guys, let me know in the chat. Is Krasi going to win or is Irakli going to win? So far, we've had 100 votes and 56% of you think Krasimir is going to win on the weekend. Next weekend, it's going to be amazing. How far is the travel for you from Bulgaria to Turkey? Is it far?
It's about 8-9 hours drive.
Oh, that's easy. Beautiful. Some people are jumping in. Darko thinks you're going to win 3-1. Spermy's got his money. Oh, no, he's going with Krasi 3-1. Sorry, Darko. But Spermies is saying my money's on Kraz. Message retracted says his own weight this time. Krasi will prevail. It's going to be awesome, which is good there. How will you? What will be what will be the first thing you do when you win? How will you celebrate this big victory?
I don't know. Maybe I will start thinking on pulling Todd Hutchins again.
Oh, yes. Yes, guys, you should see their Vendetta match. Krasi, Todd Hutchings. You got to check that out. But also, there's that title match. Do you think Toddzilla will beat Prudnik at East versus West?
I don't know. In my eyes, Prudnik is the favorite in that match.
Yeah. Oh, just quietly, guys. Krasi's pinned Prudnik before, so he can say whatever he likes. Krasi's pinned everyone. It's amazing. He's, go check out his resume, guy. It's going to be awesome. Yeah. Okay. So why Toddzilla? I love it. Why Toddzilla?
Because he beat me 2012 in Bulgaria, and after that in Russia. I was very tired, but anyway, he beat me in Russia 2015, I think, and after that 2018 in Moldova. So he is 3-0 so far over me. So he is the guy that I want to beat most.
Revenge. I love it. Toddzilla's awesome, and he's happy to pull anyone. He's a bit like you. Just pay him, and he'll be there. Toddzilla's on a bit of a rampage at the moment, so I'll tell you what. Maybe that's what you can do. Pin Irakli at East versus West. Turn to Todd because he's there, and just give him the old, I want you next. Start slapping your head, giving yourselves these ones. Just start being a lunatic, Krasi, and point him out. And that'll be awesome. I know that's not your style. I know you wouldn't be any disrespectful to an opponent, but I would love to see just like, I want you, Todd. I want you.
I kill you.
I kill you, Todd. I kill you. That'd be awesome. Marcus Thompson says, I have Krasi for the win. Irakli, hell of a strong puller. But I think experience and power at this weight, Krasi has it. I mean, how can you not get excited that Krasimir is coming back to his own weight category? For those that have been following the sport for a very, very long time, you know that he's just a beast in the 110 kilos. Is it a catch weight for your match with Irakli, or you're both able to come in at any weight?
I think we spoke about 105.
Okay.
But the
what,
thing
what
is
are you weighing now?
he's 18. He's 98 or 100, and I'm 102 so far. So
So it's still close. So there's no significant weight difference. When you whoop his ass, when you whoop Irakli's ass, just slap him around and give him a ready bang. It's going to be awesome. People in the chat are very, very happy, and there's a lot of support for you, which is awesome. But when anyone comes on the show, Krasi, they've got to play a game. You got to play a game with me, mate. It's called Pin One, Lose One, and Get Rid of One. I'm going to give you the name, and I want everyone in the chat to play along as well. I'm going to give you the name of 3 pullers.
okay.
And you have to tell me which one you're going to pin, which one you're going to lose to, and which one you are kicking out of arm wrestling for a year. They're not allowed to arm wrestle for 1 year. It's all in the name of fun, Krasi. It's all in the name of fun.
Why should I say someone to lose from?
I think that's my favorite part of it, because everyone's quick to go, yep, I'm pinning this guy, and I'm going to kick out this guy. And then you watch their brain click, and they're like, oh, but I'm not losing to this guy. No way. So your 3 pullers were your last 3 opponents: Vitaly Latin, Corey West, Arif Adam. So out of those 3, you have to pin one, you have to lose to one, and you have to get rid of someone for 12 months.
If I say as close as possible to the reality, I would say I pin Corey.
Pin Corey?
Yeah.
Wow, no, I was not expecting that.
I'm not sure which one I'm closer to beat, Arif or Vitaly. They both destroyed me, so I don't know what to say. Okay, pin.
So you pin Corey. You
Pin
now have
Corey.
you have to lose to someone, and you have to get rid of someone.
Okay, lose to Vitaly and rid of Arif.
And you getting rid of Arif. Get off the card, mate. I'll ring Engen now and say Krasi said, get rid of him. No, that's awesome. Have you got anything planned after East versus West? Are there any matches? Because you just recently won the European Championships, and now you've got this match. Is there anything planned for future events?
Yeah, I'm thinking to pull at the WAF Worlds. So this is the next step in my career, I think.
What date is that?
It's the end of October.
End of October. Oh, that's not long. That's not long. Wow. Yes. Yes. That'll be good. Okay. WAF Worlds, end of October. I'm going to keep my eye on that one. Aussie Tanks wants to know, Krasi, can you beat John Brezink right now?
I think so.
Oh, yes. The man wants to pull Todzilla. He thinks he can beat John Brezink now. This is awesome. This is awesome. Thank you very much, Aussie Tanks, for that question. That's awesome. I'd love to see that match as well. Where was it? Andrea wants to know, at WAF Worlds, are you going to pull in your own weight category or the opens?
I was planning to pull 100 kilo with left and super heavyweight with right. Because if I win the super heavyweight with right, in my mind, in my head, it would still be something like number 1 in the world. Even
absolutely world champion
under tested event. So in my mind, everything every tournament should be tested. So for me, that tournament shows the number one guy also.
That is awesome. Now, speaking of trying to become number one in the world, do you think there is anyone on the planet right now that can pin Levan Saginashvili?
I already answered. I believe that the only guy is alive right now. If there is
The
someone,
only one is
it should be
Dimitri.
Silaev. Yeah.
No, that is fine. All right, I'm gonna before we wrap up, guys, I'm gonna fire some questions at you, Krasi. I'm gonna fire some questions at you, and you've got to answer them real quick. You've got to answer them real quick and see how you go. And then I want to talk about the Krasi system and your YouTube channel afterwards. Do you prefer super matches or tournaments?
Tournaments.
Are you a fan of the King's move? That is awesome. Do you prefer top 8 or WAL?
WAO or
top 8?
Hard to say. But PAL.
PAL? Yep. Who is your toughest opponent of all time?
Todd Hutchins.
There we go. I thought that's where we go. Do you think arm wrestling will ever be mainstream?
Yes.
Yeah. Beautiful. Do you think it'll ever be in the Olympics?
Yes.
Yes. Someone's with me. Bit of hope. A bit of hope. Besides your home country, what's your favorite country to pull in?
I don't have one.
You just travel everywhere. What's your most hated lift? So like when you're in the gym, like you're training, you're like, I know I've got to do it, but I just don't like it.
I don't have one. I just do what's necessary to keep up the progress.
There you go. And does the Krasi pulley system actually work?
Of course.
Of course it does. Of course it does.
I have 2 Krasi pulleys, so I have one in my garage and one in the fitness where we train. So this is something that I did firstly for myself, and after that I realized that this can be sold to many people because it's something that everyone can use and put it on the table and go with the car out of the town and train in the forest or wherever you want, and you can have nice training.
Oh, it's awesome. It's awesome. And Marcus Thompson again with another massive super chat. Thank you very much, Marcus Thompson, you dead set legend. He says, let's make a legends match 4-way comp. John Brasing, Todd Hutchings, Krasimir, and Engen in a 4-way battleground. Marcus, I could not agree with you more. I would absolutely love to do that. I feel sorry for any one of those 4 because that would be absolutely tough. The Krasi pulley system, where can people buy it?
They should contact me on Instagram or Facebook.
All righty. Well, I'm just going to write that. Write that in the comments and put a link in the description about the Krasi pulley system. And also, guys, if you really want to know, and if one of my moderators could do it as well, Krasi has his own YouTube channel. He does a lot of lifts and talks about upcoming matches and things like that. So please get over. If we can all get together and subscribe and get Krasi's numbers up on YouTube, that'll be awesome. As you can see, guys, hanging out with the Aussie Armwrestler. He's just an awesome guy. He's very honest, and he's just having a lot of fun. He's got so much credibility to talk about. The stories, if he just filmed himself talking about all the matches. But if you want to learn about the Krasi pulley system or just some of the lifts the Krasi does, please, guys, go over and let's get all of us to head over there and subscribe to Krasimir Kostadinov's YouTube.
Okay, well, after 1 hour, of hearing you, Krasi. Let me say, it's Krasi with S, not with Z. Krasi.
Oh, sorry. Yeah. Krasi. I'm in Australia. I'm very, very lazy. We're very so. If you see, I'm spelled AUSSIE, Aussie. But because I'm lazy, when I talk, I say Aussie with a C. So Krasi. I will try to say that. I do apologize, mate. I'm just
No,
lazy.
it's okay. It's okay. Just most of the people think that when my name is written with one S, not with double S, it's Z. But no, it's still S. It's Krasi.
I've got it. Yeah, I've just got to stop being lazy when I talk and actually pronounce the S properly. So I do apologize. My friend. You're a superstar. Derek Smith in the house. You'll be hanging out with him again at East versus West. He's actually hopefully going to get revenge for you. He's pulling Arif Adam, I believe, at East versus West.
Is he?
Derek, are you pulling?
No.
I know you're pulling someone. Is it Arif?
No. Derek is pulling Revas.
Oh, yes, Ravaz. He's getting revenge for Monster Michael Todd. That's right.
Yes.
And he says, for my friends, Krasi and baby Aussie Armwrestler. Oh, and Jake too, I guess. Thank you very much, Derek. Derek will be live very, very shortly. So make sure you support Derek. Guys, can we all please jump in the chat and thank Krasi very, very much for spending some time. It's midnight where he is now, so it's bedtime. We need him rested up. We need him rocking and rolling, hanging and banging, slinging and slanging, because he's going to go over there and knock the socks off Irakli. And I can't wait to watch you at East versus West and watch you get the victory.
Sorry?
I'm saying I can't wait to watch you on East versus West and watch you win and get it.
Will give my best.
Yeah. Can you finish the show off with a ready bang? Can we hear Krasi go, ready bang?
Ready, bang.
Yes. I've even got the desk there. Guys, please go over, subscribe, support everything. Follow him on Instagram. I'll drop all the links on the chat. Krasi, I really appreciate your time, my man, and I wish you nothing but the best at East versus West.
It was nice and pleasant for me.